goods. We praise thee for our daily food. May Rotary friends and Rotary ways help us to serve thee all our days.
Fellow Rotarian, before we proceed, I will call on Rotarian Pune to please act as the SA for today. And Rotarian Baba or Baba Bobo to decorate him today. So we want to make more money.
I want to decorate him as the SA for this evening. And Lagbara Olong, Agiawa.
Before we test.
My Rotarian president, past president in the House, my president-elect, my president nominee, my Pdg sir. So much of the apologies, sir. My Pdg sir. The president nominee, distinguished Rotarians, and our guests. Before we test, of the things we think, say or do, 1, 2,
Fair to all concerned.
3,
Will goodwill and better friendship.
4.
Will be beneficial to all concerned.
Before we test.
Obafunsho, fellow Rotarians and guests. Object of Rotary. Object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as the basis of body enterprise, and in particular to encourage and foster, first, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian.
Next Rotarian from all. So quickly we need to go into the introduction of guests from all. Rotarian guests.
Investment advisor, and he's observing our meetings for the first time today with a view to joining us if he's impressed.
The president, pages in the house, pages by Pdg, fellow past presidents, fellow Rotarians and guests. Well, thank you once again, Mr. President. I'm happy, first and foremost, to inform you that we have a gem in our club. Yes. Our years have paid. It's a gem. One of the preconditions for being a member of that committee is to also be a gem. I'm doing a fundraising, Mr. President. The fundraising of 100,000 naira to become a gem. Be that as it may, the registration figure for our club is still very, very low. And I am happy that if the news is very true, we may not be going to Abuja as formally planned, because quite a number of people that are approached said they are spending a lot of money going to Abuja. That's why they were weighing their options. Now that Abuja may not be there again, because I know quite a number of people from other clubs that have registered because they are no longer going to Abuja. That's 1. 2, you don't have to, if your work does not permit you, you can look at, very soon we will release by tomorrow evening, the schedule of the convention will be released. So you can look at it. If you can't make Wednesday, if you can't make Thursday, you can make Friday, you can make Saturday. It will be nice to go to the convention in our usual Jericho Metro way. I can see that my president and our AG Sheyalaba were already looking at some form of accommodation. So let's plan to be there. 15th to 17th February 2024, Lagos Airport Hotel. And if you don't want to stay with us, there are hotels around Lagos Airport Hotel that you can take. There's also there's room at Lagos Airport Hotel that you can also take. And let me also end by saying, let us be gems, please. We are too big to have only one gem. And if I'm not able to make 100,000, that means you have just one gem. I know people in this club that can make the 100,000. Please support your president and support me. Support me. My president is planning to be a gem. He's going to be a gem. So support him and support me too. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I want to say for some of us that are not registered, please let us do that today. Please, let's do that. I mean, it's now from 20,000 to 25,000. So we can still not register so that we can go in our numbers for all of us and support our own Rotary Pdg so that at least we'll be fully represented and still go in our usual way. And again, we know that the Harvard president will be visiting Nigeria in March too. And we have a member of our club who is also a member of that committee. That's the person of AG Sankolawole. Please give us updates concerning that and let's know the preparation concerning the Harvard president visit to Nigeria. Thank you, Rotary and Sankolawole.
My president, revered Pdg Obafunsho Ogunkeye, past presidents in our midst, fellow Rotarians, and guests. The RI president's visit.
So let us plan to attend. And also the RI convention, let's just try to register and plan to attend. Yes, you can just say towards it. Singapore, yes, you say it's a far distance, but we can plan to attend. Let's put it in our itinerary and let's see what will happen. Let's see the number of this club. No, now. This. Let's plan to attend. Let's plan to attend. Just be there. Let's be there. Let's be there. So, fellow Rotarians, I will call on, without wasting much of our time, I will call on Rotarian Sankolawole to please give us the brief profile of our lecturer today in person of Pdg Obafunsho. I won't call it to and he's going to be talking to us on ethics in business and vocational service, the essence of the second object of Rotary. Over to you, AG Sankolawole.
My president, fellow Rotarians and guests, it is indeed a great pleasure and honor to be introducing our guest speaker for today. He's not a strange face in our midst. He's one of the founding fathers of our club, Rotary Club of Ibadan, Jericho Metro. Although, like I always say, Atijawo, more low, but he's still somebody that is passionate about our club. He's always looking out for us. He's always advising us individually and even as a club. The person I'm introducing is known to each and every one of us, popularly called OBO. He's past district governor of this wonderful Rotary club, Rotary, this district. When somebody asked me and said, please, I need the full name of Rotarian Pdg Ogunkeye, and I said, you don't have to write his full name. Just put Obafunsho Ogunkeye, you'll be okay. because he won't even give you his full name. Well, the guest speaker today, like I said, is known to everyone of us here present, except probably our guest. Apart from being a past district governor, he was district governor in Rotary year 2010-2011. He doesn't usually give long, so I'm just dragging it so that it look like it's a big and massive. It's not like some of us that you will read their profile and he won't give you any profile. So I'm just stretching it. Apart from being a past district governor, he's the secretary of the Nigerian National Polio Plus Committee. He's the past chair for Nigeria of the Rotary Leadership Institute. Fellow Rotarians, please join me in ushering to, there is no podium, getting him to stand up and speak to us, Pdg Obafunsho Ogunkeye.
Is that the protocol that we will hand over to you and you hand over to us? Instead of handing over to you, just like you do that. You know, you will see wonderful things in Jericho Metro. Each time you come, it is something interesting. Okay. That was why Sam said you are what? It's always a pleasure to be in your midst, to share ideas, essentially, about this great and noble club, the Rotary Club. I'm quite passionate about Rotary because of the ideals it espouses, and I am quite passionate at this point.
I wasn't watching.
No, that's AFCON. So I'm quite passionate about issues relating to Rotary and our service to Rotary. So when the chairperson for vocational service asked that I should be the guest speaker for this evening, I didn't hesitate in accepting the invitation. The topic that was read out was not what was advertised on your WhatsApp page. Did you notice? So I don't know where the president.
Oh, in the flyer.
Also, there's a different information on the flyer and different information on the WhatsApp page. In any event, I think we really want to look at ethics in business and vocational service. For many of us that have attended RLI Part 1, we will recollect that there's a particular topic, ethics and vocational service. And if we look at the object of Rotary, can I have the object of Rotary? And if you're permitted to read the second object of Rotary, it says high ethical standards in business and professions. That's number one. Second object, first one being high ethical standards in business and professions. And that's where we want to focus this evening. The topic is ethics in business and vocational service. Now, I think in time past, I've had to address on this second object of Rotary. And maybe I looked at the other parts or second object of Rotary. But I think more than anything, the first aspect, which is talking about ethics in business and vocational service, what does it mean? How do we react to this? What is our... We read the second object of Rotary at each meeting. What do you make of, if you're asked, what do you think is high ethical standards? What is it meant by saying you have high ethical standards in your business and your profession? What does it imply? What does it imply? Don't worry. Yes, you know this is how I take my... What does it imply? Yes, ma'am.
Having to set a process.
Yes.
And then following the process.
Okay. What does process entail? Integrity. Good. High ethical standards in business and profession. Integrity. Very good. What again? What comes to you? The standard. Good. Standard. Process. Integrity. What other things?
Being above board.
Being above board. So we have a cocktail of ideas now. Being above board, integrity, process, and standard.
Corporate governance.
Corporate governance. I want to talk about corporate governance. How does that distill to high ethical standards in business and profession?
Setting a certain standard for
God bless you. I rarely use that word, but I'm moved by the Spirit.
Oh, you.
Is it impossible to be moved by the Spirit?
No.
So why were you? Okay, you are only surprised.
No, we appreciate it.
You appreciate it. Very good. So let me then unravel some of these thoughts. And how do I mean by unravel? What do we mean by ethic or ethics? What does it mean? Ethics is a set of moral principles relating to a specified group or form of conduct. Moral principles. That is ethics. Standard. Somebody said standard. Moral standard. So, when you talk about them, they are moral principles. So they are principles, not that they are laws, which says these are what we mean by being ethical or ethics. And as you said, corporate governance, those things that are requisite in guiding those principles, moral principles. And ethical then means something morally good or correct. Morally good or correct. The use of moral will then become significant for us in dealing with that topic, ethics in business and vocational service, morals. What are the moral standards expected of you as a Rotarian in your business and profession? Are we following? So, what does moral mean? Moral is concerned with the principles of right or wrong. Principles principles of what? Right or wrong. So ethics is shrouded in what is right, what is wrong. When we talk of, so we are saying high. It's not just ethical. It's qualified and says high ethical standards in business and profession. So you find that when you talk of moral, it is also a code of behavior that is considered right, acceptable in a particular society. So when it is what is considered right or wrong in a particular society, we are now talking about Rotary. But you know where the problem is? Those principles, those moral standards in Rotary, are they the same with moral standards in society, culturally? Wait till Rotary is a society by itself. Abi? Yes. The community where we exist is a society or community, yes or no? Are they not different? Yeah. The moral standard in our society, are they the same as the Rotary? Yes, ma'am. That's where integrity. So where is integrity and where is no integrity? Who wants to help? Talking about the moral standards in Rotary, and it should be the same.
Expected.
How? Okay, how?
Like the integrity you said now.
Yes.
So if in the society,
Larger society,
everybody expects integrity, even though it doesn't apply or it doesn't mean that the standard there is different. It's the same thing. It's expected.
it should be the same.
Have integrity.
You're saying it should be the same.
Should be.
It should be. But are they the same?
They are not.
Why are they not the same? Is it not we from that society that are in Rotary? Why are they not the same? Yes, sir.
I feel it has to do with the size.
It has to be
It has to do with the size.
size.
Yeah, the smaller the sector, the more prospective and more integral
Yes.
the ethics will be. It has to deal with the size.
So within Rotary,
Yes, sir.
everybody is morally upright.
Within Rotary, everybody can't be.
So which one are you saying?
We can't be.
You said that it is not the same. Larger society and Rotary. But you said Rotary is expected because it's a smaller unit
Yes, sir.
to be filled with those with high moral standards.
To be bound with.
Bound with high moral standards.
High moral standards actually should even be relative.
That is a topic for another day.
Maybe because Rotary is from the higher society because of the four weighted that they always talk about. That's their standard.
Right.
So that's supposed to make them distinct from different because they have a goal in the four weighted.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, sir. I would like to look at it in this perspective. If okay, the four-way test is binding you in Rotary, but if you are actually living by those guidelines, it should influence the larger society. There shouldn't be a difference. There
shouldn't be a difference.
There should
Should be.
There should not be a difference
There
in
should
reality.
be. Because the
There will
bigger
be.
society
Wait
is not.
now.
If you are living by guiding principles in Rotary, the largest, because we all go back into this largest society.
But we have
No,
another person.
that means we have two standards. When you are in Rotary, you are one face. When you are in standard society, you are
Wait, man.
Which one?
The question was, should there be a difference?
No.
No, there shouldn't be a difference.
There shouldn't be a difference. But is there a difference?
Yes. And that's what you are trying to do.
Can I try?
Yes, you can try, man.
In the larger society, I'll try and tie what Lauli to said. Because of the numbers and the difference in backgrounds, people come from different backgrounds. So what is morally right to me may not be the same standard with you. Maybe on your family setting, or your cultural setting, or your tribal setting. But Rotary is the smaller
But you are from that same setting and your moral standard
yes, so
is
we all
high.
come into Rotary from different backgrounds. So initially we're not, I wouldn't say we have high integrity initially, but because Rotary has been set up to emphasize certain characteristics, and Rotary is emphasizing high ethical standards. So they're promoting that. So we are now consciously aligning and changing. So the Rotarians should now be different, or ultimately they will have higher, or they should have higher integrity than the external society. And then we preach that to others and lead by example.
Ah, we preach. You will tell me how you preach it. Yes, sir.
Yes, when you ask the question, should the moral standards be the same? I said yes, expectedly. But I think I want to change my mind. In terms of the expectations that we're talking about, and I'm tying it to some of the points that have been made. Rotary is more or less a controlled environment. As it has been said, in different communities, they have different standards. The things that one culture feels is morally okay might not be okay in some other cultures. When you ask those who were slave traders in the past, they saw nothing wrong with it. They didn't see they were doing anything wrong. But under Rotary, we have put together, extracted from so many of these other different cultures, and set up a standard that's expected, to cut across. Minimum, it shouldn't be below this. So I would expect that the standard, the ethical standard or moral standard in Rotary will be higher than that of the larger society, because all the differences from all over the world have been separated. And for you to be part of this Rotary, those are what you are expected to do. That will be
So we are saying, thank you, Sam. Thank you. Incoming. Now we are now faced with this issue of integrity, ethical standards, moral standards, and issues as Rotarians. But how are we responding to this as Rotarians within our clubs? Do we give recognition to these principles, to this admonition? Do we give conscious effort to say, Arakunin, no, this is Rotary. So there have been instances where we take this ethics and vocational service in Rotary. I give examples of somebody at Christmas comes to you. You have just given contract to the person who 2 months earlier. or maybe contemporaneously with the celebration of Christmas, and it comes to you with a gift at Christmas, will you accept?
It's Christmas.
Is it? Okay, it's not Christmas. Oh! So there's a difference between Christmas and then the other.
Told, like an old student, we have told these teachers that, look, from SS1, you need to monitor and mentor all the students, so that at the end of the day, by the time they get to SS2, you know those are fit to go to SS3. Not that Tom, Dick, and Harry will just go to SS3. And by the time they get to local school authority, the LA leader will tell them, assuming that they have 100 students in a class, and by their own standard, they now realize that they cannot promote more than 20 students to go to SS3. By the time they get to the LA, they will now tell them, no, this is not acceptable. You have to go and do something about it. Out of 100, you are promoting 20. No, you have to take it up, maybe to 60. It's not acceptable anywhere. So at the end of the day, they will now promote like 65. By the time the result now comes out, you now realize that it is that 20 that they have initially identified to go to SS3 that really passed very well. It will affect the students, it will affect the teachers, and it will affect the community. What can someone do, sir? Thank you.
Any other question?
Because we are talking about it.
Thank you very much, my president, standing on the SST protocol. My question is, when we talk about integrity, in my own way, I think it depends on individual. When we talk about integrity, let's look at it from the district level, then we come back to the club level. See, some of our leaders, do they have the integrity? That is the number one, that is the question. And how do they pass when they are asking the follower to have integrity, do they really preaching what they are saying? Because if we say integrity, if we want to discuss about it, all of far. So I don't want to, I just want to say, do they have it? And I believe in ourselves, we should have our own integrity. It's what we have that we can give out. Once you don't have it, there is no how. Whether you are a Rotarian, you will still do something that is not, integrity, because they believe those people that have it, they are wicked. They are wicked because of their principle, that the way they are handling things. So my president, my Pdg. So how do we really preach it to the others? That is my own question. Because once the district is shaking, and the club also, I don't know what they will be preaching to the member. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Any other question? Okay, we'll give you back to our guest lecturer to answer. Thank you.
I don't know whether I should start from the difficult one.
I'm sure.
The issue there is government policy. It doesn't have to be any form of corruption may be embedded, but it's also government policy, because they will receive query, and they are compelled to take such steps, because government is also bothered about how do we carry retain people and spend money again. As far as they are concerned, the scholarship is not the main focus. Just run through, and that's why you have so many uneducated, educated, graduates. So it's a question of policy. You are saying some leaders don't have integrity. I hope it's not this district.
I'm not talking to you, Martin. I'm only asking questions, so don't cast me.
I should not ask you.
Leaders are not
Wọ́n ti gbọ́.
Well, and we know those, even behind them, nobody will say this is a cook. Behind them, you know those who are clean. But again, those surrounding them, they are benefiting from that. Yes. So where do you draw the line? Because some people are benefiting, they are encouraging them, so they think they are being healed. We are subjected to our conscience, and we must, having gone through this, let us reassess our position and see how we can make ourselves better Rotarians and influence those in our club and around us to toe that line. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I want to say a big thank you. I will call Rotarian Baba Bobo to please appreciate our guest speaker today. Appreciate
Well, my Rotarian president, past presidents, present, fellow Rotarians, on behalf of the president, we want to thank you, sir, for finding time to be with us today. I can easily